So you want to brew mead. Well, before you start brewing, let's discuss what it is. Often called the nectar of the gods, mead is recognized as the oldest alcoholic drink in the world, and judging by how easy it is to produce, we can see why. The very basics of mead are a combination of water, honey, yeast, and a bit of thyme. This leads to a delicious drink that can be enjoyed on a variety of occasions, or after work on a relaxing afternoon. There are many varieties of mead, including mellamols, piments, and sizes, that are made based on what fruits, spices, and techniques you use. Today, however, we will start with the basics, a traditional semi-sweet honey mead. The materials you're going to need for brewing are not too extensive. We're going to cover them anyways and give you a little guide for what you're going to need. You're going to need 2 carboys that are made of glass, 2 stoppers or bungs with holes designed for airlocks, 2 airlocks, 1 large pot, the bigger the better, 1 metal or wood stirring spoon, 1 plastic funnel, 3 pounds of good quality honey. It's best to not go cheap here. Organic and raw is fine, as we will pasteurize the mix. 1 gallon of purified water, 1 packet of Red Star champagne yeast or Yalvin EC 1118 yeast. Either one will work fine. I prefer to use Red Star champagne yeast, however. 1 container of yeast nutrient. Don't go cheap here either. Restaurant grade sanitizer or bleach if you can't find any. 1 scrub brush, 1 bottle cleaner, and some zip ties that you might need to secure your bung. This covers everything you're going to need to brew, but we're not going to go over racking or bottling. That can go into a separate video. Now, all things have a beginning, and before starting our journey into brewing, everything that comes in contact with your brew must be sanitized. So get your cleaning gloves on and get to scrubbing down every surface that might touch the water, honey, or yeast. Ensure that everything you cleaned is rinsed thoroughly of what you used to clean it with, and let it all dry afterwards. Now we can officially start. Step number 1, take your pot and fill it with about 3/4 a gallon of water. You don't have to be exact here, but get it as close as you can. Step 2 is to bring the water to a gentle boil, and then remove it from the heat source afterwards. Step 3, once the pot with boiled water is away from the heat source, slowly pour your honey in, as in to ensure that you don't burn yourself. Step 4, stir the mixture, now called a must, until the honey and water become indistinguishable. Step 5, after the must has cooled down a bit, 50 minutes should do the trick. Place your funnel into a carboy and pour the must into it. Step 6, heat half a cup of purified water to almost boiling point and remove the heat source. Step 7, add the packet of yeast to the warm half cup of water and stir it gently for 15 minutes. Step 8, add the half cup of water with yeast, called pitching, to the carboy with the must. Step 9, add a tablespoon of yeast nutrient to the must, along with the remaining purified water to top it off and place a bung on the carboy. Now, what's really important is not to fill the carboy up all the way with water, but put it right below the neck. The reason being that yeast naturally makes things rise, so you don't want it to overflow out of the carboy. Step 10. Use your thumb to block the hole in the bung and gently shake the carboy in a swirling motion for about 3 minutes to allow oxygen to swirl into the mixture and aid the initial fermentation process. Step 11. After you are done shaking, ensure your bung is in the carboy snugly. Step 12. Add enough water to your airlock to meet the line indicated on it and insert it into the bung. Make sure everything is snug, and if you have to, use a zip tie to secure it. Step 13. Place your carboy in a cool, dry place away from sunlight and crack open your favorite beer to enjoy. You're on the way to enjoying a tasty alcoholic beverage that you have brewed.